Have you ever gone to your garden in the morning only to find your plants eaten or the fruits you've been waiting for to ripen are either missing or half eaten? I get it. It is really frustrating. But don't worry, I'm here to share with you some strategies that can help you tackle this problem. Hi gardening friend, welcome back to Gingerbread Garden. I'm Lani, a backyard gardener here in Maryland, Zone 7. What you doing, buddy? Huh? You munching? Today I want to talk about something all of us gardeners face. Behind my garden is a state park, which means plenty of animals are nearby. While a tall fence would be ideal, I don't have one. But that hasn't stopped me from growing a thriving garden. Before we jump into the strategies, I want to share a quick backstory about why our fence looks the way it does. If you'd rather skip ahead, I'll drop a timestamp below so you can get straight to the tips. I live in a townhouse and originally both neighboring homes had fences. My late mother-in-law even had a back of our yard fenced in professionally, but over time one of the side fences fell down and was never replaced. So now our backyard has an odd open look, and for a gardener, that means wildlife can easily come and go. Before I expanded my garden all the way to the back of the yard, I started looking for creative and budget-friendly ways to protect it without the cost of installing a full fence. I also discovered that having an open yard isn't all bad. In fact, one big perk is that I get a lot more sunlight because I don't have a fence casting shadows over the garden. Like many of you, I've had those frustrating moments waking up only to find my plants devoured by deer, fruit snatched by birds and squirrels, and pots dug up by raccoons. After experiencing this, I've been on a mission to find ways to protect my garden. While some methods didn't work well, I found a few effective tips and tricks that I'm excited to share with you. First up, creating a barrier with deer netting around your raised bed. Deer are beautiful creatures, but they can wreak havoc on a garden. Deer netting is a lightweight, easy to install, and doesn't obstruct your view of the garden. Simply stake the netting around your beds, ensuring it's tall enough to deter deer from jumping over. I'll link the product below if you want to check it out. You can cut deer netting to whatever size you need. I use it to wrap around the perimeter of each raised bed, creating a barrier that protects the plant inside. It doesn't just deter deer, it also helps keep out raccoons, groundhogs, and even feral cats. As much as I adore our local feral cats, they sometimes treat my garden beds like a litter box, so the netting helps prevent that too. Deer in particular can devastate a garden overnight. I've walked out to find branches snapped, leaves missing, and fruits half eaten. I could tell they had been there just by the droppings and hoof prints they left behind. That's why it's important to be strategic. A short fence that's easy to see through won't stop them. Deer can easily jump over to reach into it. I learned that the hard way. One season, the tops of my peas were completely eaten because the netting around my trellis wasn't tall enough. Thankfully, the plants bounced back, but it's heartbreaking when the damage is too severe and the plants couldn't recover. That's why getting the right height and coverage with your netting is so important. It really can make all the difference. Next, let's talk about protecting your berries. Birds love berries as much as we do, so creating an enclosure is essential. You can easily build an enclosure using half-inch polytubing, stakes, strings, mesh netting, and clips. I find it easier for me to protect the berries once I moved my blueberries to a raised bed like this one from Bego Garden. This setup keeps birds out while still allowing sunlight and rain to reach the plants. This setup has been a game changer for me. A few seasons ago, I barely harvested any blueberries because the birds always got to them first. But using a simple enclosure, mainly made from deer netting, has made a big difference. If you have the budget, building a walk-in enclosure would be amazing. But if you're looking for a more affordable solution, this is a great option that still offers quite a reliable protection. For individual fruits, organza bags are a fantastic option. These lightweight, breathable bags protect your fruits from birds and insects without hindering their growth. Just slip the bag over the fruits and tie it securely. It's that simple. I use organza bags often, especially for my larger tomatoes. They help protect the fruits from thirsty birds and stink bugs. I also use them on berries that are harder to fully cover with netting, like blueberries in pots,
strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries. It can be a bit of a hassle, but when I really want to make sure I get to harvest something, this is an affordable and effective solution that works.
Another effective strategy is to feed the wildlife. Now, it might sound counterintuitive, but providing an alternative food source can help keep animals away from your garden. Place bird feeders and scatter feed at the garden edge. This way, deer and birds have something else to munch on that isn't your hard earned produce. Lastly, strategize your planting. Be mindful of what you plant and where. Avoid planting deer and bird favorites in easy accessible areas. Instead, place those plants closer to your home or in protected sections of the garden. By creating barriers using enclosures and organza bags, feeding the wildlife, and strategizing your planting, you can protect your garden and enjoy a bountiful harvest. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more gardening tips and updates. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Happy gardening. Bye bye.